All right, wonderful. So everyone, welcome and thank you very much for joining us again on this lovely Tuesday afternoon, where we will be diving into some of the open vacancies that we have at DC Global Talent and exploring these career opportunities with all of you. Just a little bit of housekeeping. I have the agenda here on the screen that will share how our webinar will flow. We'll start with an introduction of myself, the company or agency, DC Global Talent, as well as moving into our career opportunities. So each member of the team will discuss their top priority roles. And then we'll leave questions to the end where we'll do a Q&A session and talk a little bit more about how you can apply and finally conclude the event. So feel free to include your questions in the chat box as you come up with them or as you're hearing about roles that might be interesting to you. Just keep in mind that we may not answer them until the end of the event, just to stay on track here. Great. So introducing DC Global Talent. DC Global Talent is a hospitality and food service recruitment agency. What makes us special is that we are quite niche. So I would consider us industry experts in both of these fields. It was founded in 2016 by myself, Daniela Correa, and we are a team of 7 employees focusing in the Caribbean and the Americas market. So that includes Latin America, North America, and South America. Further to that, our niche within the hospitality industry is very much in that luxury and upscale space. So if you visit our website, you'll find a lot of great logos for extraordinary companies like Four Seasons, Mandarin Oriental, Rosewood, and so forth. So we definitely try and focus on quality over quantity and make a solid effort in ensuring that the positions that we post and work on are very much roles that you as a candidate can find yourself growing in and excelling in, and prioritizing organizations that put a strong emphasis on training and development. So that is definitely one of our passions and one of our strong suits as well. So a quick intro on myself. So my maiden name is Daniela Correa, but I am recently married. So you might find me on LinkedIn as Daniela Recalis. It is the same person, so just keep that in mind. I founded this business in 2016, as I had mentioned previously, and DC Global Talent was really built through an experience of living in the Caribbean myself and just being truly passionate about the opportunity to work and gain experience within another culture and within another country. It really allowed myself to grow in ways that I would have never imagined. And I wanted to share in my excitement with others. So I do have a background in recruitment and recruitment and HR, and then the experience in the Caribbean just really sort of opened the doors into the hospitality industry, in particular within the Caribbean. So it is a market that I truly love. And then just a quick overview on some of our members of the team. So on my screen, you'll find our senior recruiters. We have Anita, Catherine, and Jessica. I encourage you all to connect with these recruiters on LinkedIn. They are extraordinary, and you will be hearing from both Nita and Jessica today. I will review Catherine's roles, who focuses primarily on the culinary space because she's just not feeling well today. But generally, we would have our recruiters talk about each of their individual roles. In addition to our senior recruiters, we have our operations team. So Alma, who is our operations manager, she's been with us now for 3 years. Our newest member of the team is Catherine Cartaxo, who is our junior recruiter, and Danielle, who is behind this event and everything that you see on LinkedIn and socials, is our marketing manager. All right, great. So let's get started.
Hi everyone, Nita here. So we'll get started with my roles. I'm going to go over a couple of the positions that may interest you. So the first position that we have is the gym manager position. This is for a luxury boutique property there within the Cayman Islands. This property caters to really a celebrity type of guests. And what they're looking for with this gym manager, what this actually gym manager will be doing is 50% business acumen and 50% engaged there in the operation. So when I say business acumen, evaluating everything from profits and loss, profitability, asset management, accounting, so really working on the performance and fitness and boosting fitness sales. So whether it's, creating the programs, retreats, workshops within fitness, and then overlooking the operations side, right? Training the trainers, putting those personal training sessions in place, overseeing the club recreation, and everything related to the operation per se. In terms of qualifications, what we're looking for in terms of the ideal candidate is someone that has their proven experience in managing a high-end gym, about 3 years plus, 3 years minimum, right? And plus, the more the better. Managing a gym, whether it's in a hotel or a gym per se, and knowledge there of fitness trends. Next position, please. The director of beach club and nightlife operations is there for a luxury property in Puerto Rico, specifically in San Juan. So we're looking for someone that has experience as a director for 3 to 5+ years. This person will be working there both in the day life as well in the nightlife operations. So overlooking the pool beach cabanas, overlooking everything when it comes to making sure that the service is up to par, be it the bottle service, be it coordinating parties and working there within F&B. And whatnot. For this position specifically, the person has to be a U.S. citizen, as our client is not fostering work permits there, and obviously availability to relocate to Puerto Rico. Next slide, please. For the leisure sales manager position, this is for a Forbes 5-star property. We're looking there for a leisure sales manager that has ample experience there within luxury properties. This person will be based in California. Although the position is 100% remote, the property there is based in Mexico, Los Cabos, but they want this person to be based in California, preferably in Los Angeles, where the headquarters is. And within California, just because this person has to have the contacts within the West Coast part of the US. For this position, similar to the one in Puerto Rico, also only evaluating their US candidates, since our client is not providing their work permits. But we're looking for in terms of top qualifications and requirements is someone that already has experience as a leisure sales manager, and really has experience managing and nurturing those relationships with internal as well as external stakeholders, being that with the consortia, so Virtuoso, Internova, all the luxury consortias, as well as with the travel agents in the region. Next slide, please. The multi-unit general manager position is there for a restaurant group. That's one of our top clients. They're a multinational company present there in various locations within the Caribbean, from Jamaica to St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands to Puerto Rico. But for this specific opportunity, the person will be based in Jamaica and will be overlooking their 27 outlets that come within different concepts, right? From casual dining to grab and go. So ideally, someone that possesses experience overlooking multi-outlets and have that quick service restaurant experience is what we're looking in a successful candidate. Next slide, please. And my final position there for group sales manager. This one's also based out of California, and it's also for a Forbes 5-star property, also very high end, very luxury. And what they're looking for is for someone that already possesses 3+ years there as a group sales manager, fostering basically group sales, elaborating the contracts, overlooking the contracts, negotiating those contracts, and also luxury experience. And also, the company does not provide work permits, so has to be a U.S. citizen. Well, that's all for my roles, everyone. Thank you so much for joining, and I will hop it over to the next recruiter with her positions.
Great, thank you so much, Nita. So I will go into Catherine's roles. And I just want to remind you that this is just a snapshot of some of our positions. We will share our careers page at the end of the event. I'll ask Danielle if I can share my screen, and I just want to show you guys how you'd be able to search for roles within our website, because we really, for the sake of time, I had each recruiter just choose 5 positions, but they're all working on between 10 to 13. So you might not, today you may not hear of a position that fits you, but not to be discouraged. We may be working on the role and just simply not discussing it today. So I just wanted to sort of get that out of the way, because I know that in Nita's case, you know, she's speaking mainly about sales positions and then nightlife roles, which may not be relevant to some of you, but that does not mean that we don't have a position for you. Great. Next. All right, wonderful. So starting with a kitchen manager position. So for this role, the position is in St. Thomas. Unfortunately, St. Thomas is a part of the U.S. Virgin Islands, and so we can only consider U.S. citizens for this specific role. I believe this is the only position we have in sort of F&B that is this way right now. The kitchen manager position, we are looking for someone who has very strong back of house experience. And if you have had culinary experience at some point, it's certainly advantageous as well. The kitchen manager would work alongside the general manager. And for this role, we're looking for someone who understands cost savings, procurement, supporting in scheduling, etc. So strong operational experience, but certainly have that business acumen as well. And then in terms of the client, this is a hotel located in St. Thomas. And the food and beverage operation is actually through a third party. And it is one kitchen. So it would be one restaurant, one bar, and in-room dining. And then they also do beach and pool service as well. Next, we have a head chef. So for this role, we are looking for someone who has worked as, at minimum, an executive sous chef. And we're open to someone who would take on their first role as a number 1. This position does provide a work permit. It also provides a housing allowance, so that's certainly great. It's a $66,000 USD per annum position, and the big focus on this role is a beach club. It's 3 outlets in total, but sort of the star of the outlets would be the newly built beach club. And yeah, so this is a number 1 position. It could be similar to an executive chef role, but what we're trying to avoid is chefs who are coming from very large operations. So think of an all-inclusive with maybe like 10 to 11 F&B outlets. Probably not the right fit for this position, because this is more of a boutique hotel. So a lot of emphasis on that personalized service, as well as the ability to change menus frequently, be sourcing locally what's in season, being quite creative as well. And then, of course, in the Caribbean, it's always important that this person be a strong leader and be passionate about training and developing their team, because, you know, it's not always easy to attract talent into the Caribbean. And so we really want to nurture those young professionals who are interested in building their career within culinary. So if that's a space that you're interested in, and if you've worked in a hotel as at least an executive sous chef, then I think this would be an interesting position for you. Moving on. So we have actually two finance roles in Minnesota. One is a director of finance position, and these positions are with two very strong hotels. So I'll talk about one at a time because we'll move into the next role in the following slide. But the director of finance would be reporting into the general manager. This role would need to be an American citizen or someone who has the right to work in the US without the need for sponsorship. And this person does not necessarily need to be a CPA or CA, but what's important is that they have worked as a director of finance in a complex full service hotel, and that they really understand the complexities within hospitality. So if you're coming as a director of finance in any other industry, unlikely that we would be proceeding with you. So definitely focused on a strong DOF within hospitality to be the number one on site for finance. You would also have a financial controller on your team, as well as a finance manager and additional support. So this is a well-structured organization. Next, a different hotel, but within the same management or ownership group, is a financial controller position. This is a smaller boutique hotel. So it could be, for this role, it's actually the number one in finance would be the financial controller. You'd be reporting into an area DOF. And similar to the other position, does not need to be a CPA or a CA, but does need to have hospitality experience, as well as needs to be an American citizen. We do have full job descriptions for both positions, all the positions actually that I've just spoken to on our website. So again, this is just a quick overview, but you can expect a 90K USD salary on this role, as well as any benefits that would be expected from in the US. So pension, health insurance, paid vacation, paid sick leave, etc. Next, we have a head chef in Bahamas. So this role, the salary is wrong here, but not by much. It's actually between 40 to 45K USD per year. The client is actually hoping to find a Bahamian for this role. It is a boutique hotel in a remote island. So it has to be no exceptions. This person has to have Caribbean experience. They need to understand the logistics and the challenges of living in a remote island and being able to be resourceful when, you know, potentially orders don't come in on time, and making use of ingredients and local products that that you have. The property, it consists of 25 bungalows. It's one kitchen, one F&B outlet as well that serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They do banquets such as weddings, but very popular with repeat guests and ownership. So because there's always these repeat guests or villa owners who are frequenting the property, it's important that this head chef be strong guest facing. So not only are they operationally able to motivate their team and ensure high service standards, be creative with menu creation, ensure that cost control is in place, but they also should be someone who is eager and passionate about maintaining that sort of guest relationship and be friendly in that aspect too. So communication is important. The salary may seem low. However, this could be a first-time head chef. So they are really looking for someone bright who is looking for a long-term commitment. I would say this for all of our positions, we're really avoiding people who are jumping around 6 months here, 6 months there, and et cetera. And I try and discourage people to even consider roles with us if they've only been with the company for 6 months, especially if it's a strong employer. It may always seem like the grass is greener on the other side, but I do encourage everyone to try and stay within your current employer for at least a year, because it really does matter when hiring managers are looking at your CV, especially in cases where relocation is involved, because it's a big investment for organizations to bring you in. So they want to ensure that you have proven experience of being able to commit to a team. So for this role, because it's a smaller property, smaller organization, you can be a number 2, and this would be your first number 1 role. And the salary reflects this, sorry. The salary reflects the size of the organization, but housing is fully included for this role. So when I say 50K USD, it's really 45, but in any case, 45K USD, it would be full housing, and then also the benefits you could expect. On top of you get at least 1 month off because the property does close during slow season, and that is paid time off as well. So still a very attractive position for someone who is number 2 and wants to be number 1. Next. Okay, that's it. So I just want, before I pass it on to Jess, I just want to ensure that you know that our positions are listed online as well. So again, that was just a little quick overview of some of Catherine's priority roles.
Hi everyone, Jessica here from DC Global Talent. Look forward to telling you about my positions today. So our clients, it's a luxury hotel based in Anguilla. They're looking for a director of outlets to join their team. The ideal candidate needs to have island experience with strong tenure, with at least 2 years experience in their same position. Experience handling multiple outlets and working in a luxury hotel is required, and Forbes and stewarding experience would be a plus. It is a very hands-on position and a very high energy position, so they're looking for somebody that's going to be very vibrant. And the package on offer is $5,500 US a month, plus a housing allowance, as well as service charge, and plus much more. And then the same hotel in Anguilla is looking for an energetic and vibrant restaurant manager. This manager should have experience managing a Latin restaurant. You would be number 1 in charge at night, and will have the opportunity to oversee the day and night operations in the future. Luxury experience and island experience is also required for this role. And then Spanish speaking and Forbes experience would also be a plus. There's also the base salary of $60,000 per annum, plus housing allowance, service charge, and more. And then our client that's based in St. Thomas, they are looking for their assistant general manager to join their team. It's a large hospitality restaurant group, and this is a number 2 position. You'd be working very closely with the general manager, running the day-to-day operations, and candidates need to be authorized to work in the United States. The salary is also $70,000 per annum plus relocation costs. And then our clients in Cayman Islands, they are luxury boutique hotel with 52 suites. They are looking for a director of housekeeping to join their team. They are looking for somebody that comes from a luxury boutique hotel with a minimum of 3 years experience in a managerial role. And with this, the salary is $80,000 per annum net. They do provide temporary housing upon arrival, plus medical insurance and much more. And lastly, again, a client based in Cayman Islands. It's a world-renowned hotel. They're looking for their restaurant and bar manager to join their team. This candidate is required to have international experience working in multiple countries with at least 2 years experience in a managerial position. You would be overseeing their busiest restaurants in the hotel as well as their bar, and the salary is $65,000 per annum plus medical insurance and temporary housing. That's all from me, and we hope to make your dreams come true.
All right, wonderful. So thank you, ladies, for sharing those opportunities. I'll leave this time now for any questions that you might have. You can drop them in the comment box below. Also, are we able, or Danielle, are we able to go on the careers page just so we can do a quick tour of what that looks like for the team or for our guests here?
Yes, I'll do that first now.
Okay. And I just also want to share with everyone that we will send a follow-up to all of the attendees here with links to our career page, with our LinkedIn page, our social channels, a link to subscribe to our newsletter. We've been making a solid effort to have these events once a month. And last month, we actually did hire someone who attended the event and that we followed up with, because you'll all be followed up with, did end up actually getting a job. So they signed an offer as a purchasing director in, I believe it was either St. Vincent and the Grenadines or Anguilla, and it was with a great employer, a Forbes 5-star hotel. So these opportunities, these events definitely do help you in staying in contact with us and learning about roles. So on our screen now, you'll see our websites. If you visit dcglobaltalent.ca and then you click careers at the top there, that will take you to what you see now. Danielle, could you scroll down for a minute? So below you see submit your resume. In this box here is where you can upload a resume if you do not see a position on our career website that fits your experience. This resume will go directly to our team, to Alma actually, and she'll upload it into our applicant tracking system, and we'll be able to then match you to opportunities that fit your experience. Now, I would say do this secondary, first explore our roles, but I just thought it was important for you to see that. So if you click on view open roles, that will take you to our careers page. So here is where all of our vacant positions are posted. So if a role is here live, that means we're actively working on it. As soon as we have a candidate moving into offer stage or even reference stages, we'll make the role internal, and then when finally we get an offer signed, we'll close it. So here you'll see there's a lot more positions that we may have not spoken to you about, and we try and organize them neatly within departments as well. So you'll see spa and beauty at the end there, sales, and then this one here is retail, which is really like food grocery retailers. And then we have restaurants, procurement, marketing, and so forth. You'll see one for culinary, for food and beverage, housekeeping. So you can just search for your position, and then let's just open any random one just to show them what that would look like. So here we have bellman and valet. If you click on the role, it will take you to the full job description. And here you can review the details, ensure that it's a right fit for you, and then you can simply apply. So anything that has that sort of red star next to it is mandatory. And we do this so we can find you. Right? So let's say we're looking for someone specifically in Mexico because we can't offer a work permit. We're gonna, we're gonna search based on Mexico. Or if our client is, for example, right now we have an omakase chef that we're looking for, and our client wants someone who's authentic Japanese for the role. So that's why we ask that you just click on what your nationality is. There should be an other there if you don't see what it is. It's absolutely nothing to do with discriminatory reasons at all. It's really sometimes just for the authenticity of the outlet or venue or the requirements for the role. So that just gives you a bit of an overview there. And then we can go back to the presentation, Danielle, and I'll begin answering some of these questions. So I'll start with Claire. I applied for an F&B server position, but I haven't heard from you. Does that mean I haven't been considered? So no. So we get back to everyone who applies for a position. You should receive a response. We like to say within 7 hours, but unfortunately, unfortunately, we do get a lot of interest in our position. So we try our best to work through each applicant, and in doing so, we'll get back to you with next steps, whether that be an interview or depending on your experience, of course, is how we will shortlist you for next steps. But now that we have your name here, I'll ask, I believe our junior recruiter is working on those roles. So we'll take your name down and we will have a look at your CV and get back to you. Scrolling down to RS, if you have applied for a position previously and have not been successful, will the resume automatically be added to the resume pool? Yes, absolutely. So if you've applied for a position with us, doesn't matter whether you were successful in that role, you've now officially been added to our applicant tracking system. And it happens often because, of course, if we have a role, it's only one person is going to get that job. We've hired people who've been who haven't qualified, or who maybe applied too late or made it into interview stages, and then for whatever reason we're not selected. We're not the last selected for the role. That person has then moved on to get another position with us. So I would not be discouraged in case you don't get the first one. It is a quite competitive industry, so just keep trying. Hotel butlers, we don't have any hotel butlers, but we do have housekeeping attendants, and both for room attendants and public area attendants. And then we actually have quite a few line level positions right now, which we generally don't have, but we're quite busy with them right now. So we have some concierges, front desk agents, spa hosts, spa receptionists, room attendants, public area attendants. We also have, I think we've wrapped up all our server positions, to be honest. I think we've filled all of those, but butler, if you were open to a room attendant position, I think that would be the closest thing that we have. In terms of opportunities in Toronto, we actually do very little work in Canada, if any at all. This year, we haven't had one position in Canada. This is by choice. We really focus primarily in the Caribbean market. I would say about 80% of our positions are generally in the Caribbean, and then that remaining 20% is across the United States and Mexico. So no, not really. We don't get many roles in Canada. And honestly speaking, in Canada, it's very difficult to get a work permit. So even if we did get an opportunity in Canada, generally hotels are doing intercompany transfers or hiring locally. Michael, I'm looking for a general manager position, working for Marriott, but open for independent hotels. We actually do have two general manager positions right now. We have one resort general manager position in Anguilla. It is a boutique hotel. It's not with a Marriott brand. So it's an independent hotel, to your second point there. And then we will be opening one up that you won't see on our careers website, but I will be opening another general manager position up in Cayman over the next week. So keep an eye on that. And that is also an independent hotel. So in regards to the question about India, yes, I would say, 99% of the positions that we recruit for are provided work permits. So it doesn't matter that you're from India. We hire people from India all the time. So our clients would provide a work permit for you in that case. And sorry, I don't want to say your name wrong, but Foodservice, maybe. And then Precious, I was interviewed for a server, but was told I would be on the list for future offers. Yep. So we did recently, I think, hire 4 different servers. And like I said, we had hundreds of candidates apply. So not always will you get the opportunity, but we absolutely try and prioritize candidates that we've spoken to previously, because we already have notes on you. When we take the time to speak with you in regards to a role, we really update your profile and you stay top of mind for future roles. Food and beverage supervisor positions. We have a pool and beach supervisor role, which is a food and beverage position. The pool and beach supervisor role would be the F&B supervisor for the beach outlet at a hotel in Cayman. So Tejul, you'll find that under our website, careers, as pool and beach supervisor. Director of Food and Beverage, we don't have Prakash. We have Director of Outlets right now. We are in final stages for an Assistant Director of Food and Beverage, so you probably won't see it on our website because I think we've made it internal now. So no Directors of Food and Beverage, I don't believe, but have a check at our website. Sous chefs, we actually have a chef de cuisine position. So depending on how many years as a sous chef, you might be coming in a little junior, but we do have a lot of opportunities in culinary right now. I had mentioned a few here, but we have the head chef in Bahamas, the chef de cuisine in Cayman, head chef in the Caribbean, and then the omakase chef, which, I mean, you would have to be an omakase chef. So no particular sous chef role, actually. No sales positions in Jamaica at this time. Pastry chef. Oh, we just closed a pastry chef role in Costa Rica, so nothing right now, but you never know. We could be opening one again soon. So that sort of answers some of the questions that you guys had here. But again, we will, in terms of next steps now, we will be sending out a follow-up email that, again, includes all of the links and resources that you would need in order to stay up to date on our positions and events that arise. We will also be sharing lots of new opportunities daily on LinkedIn. So again, if we don't have something today, it does not necessarily mean that we will not have something within the next week or month. We're getting positions all the time, but we do work across all departments. So that's something to keep in mind. If you're a finance professional, you may have to wait for a finance role. If you are in maintenance, we may be getting several new positions next week, but not all of them will necessarily be in maintenance. So just something to keep in mind. And then I would also encourage you to sort of set those notifications on LinkedIn so you get those new job alerts as they go live, and then to subscribe to our newsletter as well that goes out the last day of every month. And I think that sort of wraps it up. So in terms of lastly, how you could apply, well, we've reviewed the careers website on how you could apply there. And also our recruiters share positions on LinkedIn. So we feature our jobs on our LinkedIn page, which you see here behind us. I encourage you all to follow us. And we do also post our jobs on LinkedIn. So you can apply either through LinkedIn or you can apply through our website. The resume will all be directed to the same place. So there's no one is better than the other. But I do encourage you to connect with our recruiters as well on LinkedIn, because they post their jobs and they're available on LinkedIn to answer your questions as well over a quick chat. So again, make sure you connect with us. Behind us here, you have some of our links. On socials, we're DC Global Talent across all of our channels. Our inquiry website or information email is info@dcglobaltalent.com. And our careers website is dcglobaltalent/careers. I think that pretty well concludes the event for today. I just want to thank you all once again for joining us. It really means a lot that you take this time to listen and meet us and get to know a little bit more about our process. And this allows us to continue doing this every month and to grow our network again and provide you with more opportunities also. So thank you so much, everyone, for attending, and we will absolutely be following up with each and every one of you. So look out for our email that will arrive over the next day or two.